The White House, commissioned in 1792 and designed by the Irish-born architect James Hoban, stands as an immaculate symbol of power, elegance, and history. But behind its white facade lies an invisible universe carefully hidden from the public. Those who work within know that there are two realities: the one the world sees, perfectly controlled, and the one that remains in the shadows, filled with secret rooms, forbidden arrows, and decisions made in basements where daylight never penetrates. As one steps through the doors of this legendary building, one enters a fortress designed to withstand everything: international crises, terrorist attacks, and even nuclear disasters. Beneath the East Wing lies a complex of rooms whose existence has never been officially detailed. The presidential bunker, excavated to withstand a nuclear explosion and fortified with layers of concrete and steel. It is accessed through narrow corridors monitored day and night, and the airtight doors can completely isolate the president and his team from the outside world. On September 11, 2001, this is where American leaders were led amidst total chaos. But that day was not the only time the bunker was activated. Several alerts, kept secret, require the president to be immediately secured. Not far away, beneath the West Wing, is another restricted area, the Operations Center, a set of windowless rooms fully reinforced, where major crises are monitored in real time. Inside these rooms circulate the most confidential information on the planet, analyzed by rotating teams around the clock. This is where the manhunt for Osama bin Laden was supervised, certain nuclear negotiations were conducted, and numerous clandestine operations took place, many of which have never been publicly acknowledged. Everything is recorded, archived, classified, and sometimes buried in files that will never see the light of day. Beneath the White House lies a network of tunnels that few truly know about. Some passages connect the West Wing to the Treasury Department, others lead to secret exits allowing the president to leave unseen, and some are so old that their precise origins are lost to history. During crises such as the Cuban Missile Crisis or after the September 11th attacks, these tunnels served for emergency evacuations but also for discreet meetings between leaders. Without cameras, journalists, or any official trace, employees report the existence of hidden doors in the long underground corridors, opening onto small rooms where crucial discussions sometimes take place, far from prying eyes. Even in the main building, some rooms do not appear on any publicly available plans. A small meeting room hidden behind a partition, a room dedicated to prayer and meditation used by several presidents before difficult decisions, or a small archive space containing documents whose nature has never been revealed. Some staff who have worked for decades in the building even claim the existence of an almost invisible sliding door in the library, leading to a private archive containing handwritten notes from several presidents, diplomatic letters too sensitive to be included in national archives, and perhaps some documents removed from official circulation. The private apartments of the president, located on the upper floor. And never shown on camera, it is one of the few spaces where the presidential family can truly breathe away from protocol. The space includes an intimate living room, a small screening room, a gym, bedrooms decorated according to each administration's tastes, and even a room reserved for informal conversations between advisors when the situation becomes too tense for official offices. Behind the impeccable walls of the White House have occurred some of the most spectacular political scandals in American history. One of the most famous is Watergate. Initially, a simple burglary in a building seemed insignificant, but investigations revealed that secret discussions had taken place in the very rooms where the president met with his advisors. Recordings revealed attempts to cover up the affair, pressure on investigators, and strategic conversations aimed at manipulating public opinion. These revelations led to the only resignation of a U.S. president, Richard Nixon. The White House was also the scene of extensive secret recordings, implemented by several presidents, sometimes without informing their guests. Thousands of hours of discussions were recorded: decision-making, internal disputes, diplomatic insults, orders given in violation of normal procedures. Some tapes remain inaccessible to this day, as they could reveal clandestine operations, military secrets, or decisions contrary to the Constitution. The building's security has also been breached several times. Several intruders managed to cross the barriers, sometimes even entering certain ground floor rooms. To prevent public panic, these incidents were minimized. Internally, however, these breaches triggered complete reviews of security protocols. One of the most surprising intrusions involved an individual who managed to sneak into the East Room before being apprehended. In the history of the White House, presidents' health issues were often hidden to avoid weakening the image of the country. Franklin Roosevelt concealed the real progression of his paralysis. John F. Kennedy took a daily cocktail of medications to relieve chronic pain. Woodrow Wilson completed his term almost unable to speak, with his wife playing an essential role in managing daily affairs without public announcement. Ronald Reagan faced cardiac alerts that were only revealed later. Some of the most sensitive military or diplomatic operations were planned in the corridors of the White House, in total secrecy, from the preparation of the Bay of Pigs invasion to drone operations in classified regions and secret negotiations with Iran. This building has been the heart, brain, and memory of decisions that shaped the destinies of entire nations. The White House operates at a pace that no one perceives from the outside, as if it was silently breathing, yet with continuous intensity. The seemingly calm corridors are actually traversed by a constant ballet of invisible personnel, each following a precise routine. At dawn, maintenance teams conduct discreet inspections of electrical and plumbing systems, checking every conduit, panel, and device to ensure that no malfunction will disrupt the president's daily life. Technical security teams, separate from the Secret Service, constantly monitor digital flows and detect any suspicious activity in the internal network, from Wi-Fi signals to unusual movements in surveillance circuits. Cleaning operations, carried out by agents trained in absolute discretion, are orchestrated according to a precise schedule. Every carpet, curtain, and piece of furniture receives special attention, often multiple times a week, so that the White House appears flawless even under the scrutiny of the world. Meanwhile, internal logistics operate like a self-sufficient city. The kitchens prepare not only the president's meals but also those of last-minute guests, diplomats, accredited journalists, and permanent staff, ensuring everything is served at the exact time, hot or cold according to each person's preference. Menus are reassessed daily according to the seasons, available stocks, and the president's and family's dietary history, all while respecting strict food safety protocols that no one ever sees. Fresh flowers are replaced several times a week in salons and meeting rooms, each bouquet selected to match the lighting and ambience of the room, while staff simultaneously check temperature, humidity, and ventilation to maintain an ideal environment. Internal communications also follow invisible but strict rules. Secure couriers transport classified documents from one floor to another, while encrypted lines allow advisors to transmit sensitive information in real time. Signal technicians continuously prevent interference, eavesdropping, and electronic intrusions, so that even the president's seemingly ordinary movements remain invisible from the outside. This complex coordination involves dozens of people, often anonymous, communicating through codes and signals unknown to the public. Every event, whether an impromptu meeting, the reception of an ambassador, or the visit of an international delegation, triggers a silent choreography of preparation. Security agents and logistical coordinators ensure that all spaces are secured, every exit is accessible, every corridor is clear, and every protocol is followed. Chefs adjust meals and beverages according to the precise duration of meetings and guests' preferences, all while adhering to food safety standards rarely known even to top officials. Even at night, the White House remains active. Teams patrol the upper floors, check ventilation and air conditioning systems, and intervene silently at the first sign of anomaly. Archives are consulted, confidential documents are reorganized and filed, and the president's private spaces are prepared for the next day with invisible precision. Electronic surveillance devices operate continuously to detect any anomaly, whether it be a suspicious signal, unusual movement, or potential intrusion. And the most experienced agents coordinate interventions with surgical accuracy, often unnoticed by anyone. The rhythm of life in the White House also reveals unexpected human details. Advisors, despite their crucial roles, follow strict schedules to ensure their actions are perfectly synchronized with colleagues. Housekeepers, butlers, and technicians interact according to silent protocols, using gestures and codified routines to avoid disrupting the president's daily life. Even minor adjustments, such as the exact position of a chair or precise lighting in a meeting room, are planned and executed to create a harmonious and secure environment. Thus, the White House is not merely a seat of power, it is a living organism, a complex mechanism where every action, movement, and decision is orchestrated to maintain an invisible balance between security, efficiency, and discretion. The public perceives only an immaculate facade and a frozen-in-time building, but behind its walls, life continues incessantly, precisely, and silently, and every day, every minute, every second contributes to the preservation of influence, security, and continuity of power in one of the world's most iconic and surveilled buildings.